Jason, what do you know about hockey?
I saw the movie The Cutting Edge like 7 times when I was a kid.
The Mighty Ducks.
I never did see the Mighty Ducks.
Didn't see the Mighty Ducks.
Me and Emilio Estevez have
get
problems.
the fuck off my podcast.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I played Blades of Steel.
Okay, you could stay on. You could stay on. But we're gonna have to get some other people in here to talk because you know shit.
I know.
Cesar, can you save us? Save us.
Absolutely, I could absolutely save you guys. And I brought some little backup today, if you don't mind.
What?
Yeah, that's right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Ladies and gentlemen,
we've got some of our new sports team here with us. Cesar and Aaron. Introduce yourself, fellas. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I mean, you guys met me last review with Madden. Basically, I love sports games. You can't go wrong with sports. And it's always entertaining. And, I had a blast doing the Madden review. And I'm so thankful that the Spill crew or the Loading Bar and Jeff and Jason brought us back. But I needed a little bit more help. So I had to bring my man, my sports amigo, my right hand, Aaron D. Alexander. Take it away.
What's going on, folks? You heard the name, Aaron D. Alexander. I also love the sports games from a completely different angle. But avid gamer. I play everything, literally everything.
So basically, you guys don't understand. Aaron is my couch amigo. We have gaming moments shared together. We spent
yes, it's very dirty. I'm talking about
dirty.
we keep.
I knew this was going to get weird.
We keep the wet wipes on the left side. That's how dirty it is. That's how dirty it is.
There are moments it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Aaron's passing out.
Aaron, wipe my chin. Wipe my chin, Aaron.
It's more like Cesar poking me. Hey, your character's running in the corner. Pass me the ball. Pass me the ball. Just give me the rock and I'll go.
All right. Well, guys, tell me what you know about hockey. Tell the people at home, what is it about hockey? It's on the ice, right? Get sticks.
So
I saw that movie Goon. That was pretty cool.
Goon was good.
Goon was good. I'll give you points for that one. Points for Jeff and Jason because they both seen Goon. I will go ahead and let the men and women of the interwebs know that I am an African American male. And with that said, hockey is foreign to me. I truthfully actually spent some time on the NHL 13 looking through the rosters to try to find.
Did you really?
A black guy. I think I came across 2. Can't remember what teams they were on. But
they were both very creamy skinned.
Yeah, they were lighter complected. But
one of them may have been a really tan Canadian.
Then that doesn't count. But I think Cesar has more of a historical background on the hockey for you.
Yeah, because there's lots of Hispanics that play hockey, right?
It's true.
Well, I mean, granted, the most famous one is a fictional character named Luis Mendoza, and who couldn't stop worth the damn in the Mighty Ducks 2.
Yes.
With the what?
The Miami Flash. The Miami Flash, Luis Mendoza?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's right, because you haven't seen the Mighty Ducks.
I have not.
I told you to get off the podcast, Jason.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's pretty
this
bad.
Podcast would have lots of Mighty Ducks references.
Correct.
Because that's where the love of hockey begins. I mean, back in the 90s, Mighty Ducks was released, and NHL hockey is pretty badass, to be honest. If you can see a hockey game live, it is one of the most exciting experiences.
It truly is.
I've had. I mean, that's loud. The fans get into it. The action is intense. It moves. And hockey, and even though it's one of the most, in terms of sports, it's like the 4th behind NFL, NBA, MLB. NHL hockey is by far an exciting sport. And if you guys could see a hockey game, you should definitely check it out. But I think the main problem these days, and this was just happened recently, that the NHL went to a lockout.
Yeah, again.
Yeah,
I knew that one.
Like the movie with Guy Pearce, they all went to see it. Like
Unfortunately,
that explains a lot.
It's not that cool because if space travel was a part of it, I think fans wouldn't be as upset.
Lockout 2.
Pretty much
prison
what's
hockey.
going on.
Prison
I do believe
hockey.
so. And Cesar, correct me if I'm wrong. It's that the players just want to get paid more.
It always comes down to labor dispute.
They don't have a dental plan either.
No, not at all. I mean, with all those missing teeth. But, like, this happened back in 2006, and it's a damn shame because hockey was on its way back. I mean, people were getting back into it. They had the Winter Classic, which has, like, a hockey game outdoors. And so it's a shame because hockey was a sport that it was popular in its time, but, with Wayne Gretzky, things of that sort. But now with this lockout, a lot of people are going to be bummed, especially the fans.
Is that still going on now?
It just happened.
It just happened again.
Okay.
Again.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. For the
how is that? I mean, has that affected?
They
did that
found out-
affect NHL 13?
They found out there's a black man playing NHL 13.
yeah, they're like,
all stopped.
What's going on here?
I mean, for like I said in my Madden review, I mean, people play sports games because they see it on TV, and when you don't see it on TV, when it's not in the highlight packages, you're not going to play it. But at the same time, when the NBA went on a lockout, you have the ability to at least play the game, play out a season. And I think NHL hockey, NHL 13 definitely is one of the best. It's one of the best hockey games out there, and I would say it's the best of the franchise.
Well, I think it's actually the only hockey game out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude, you guys, that's the rule. That's why you guys are here. You guys know better than I do.
But like the only hockey games I remember in the past, I never have seen another form of a hockey game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I was mentioning it earlier that there's the Mutant League hockey game, but that was way back with the Sega Genesis when the Mutant League stuff was going on. But I do believe the NHL series the franchise has been going on, and but with what Cesar was saying is that now that the hockey is on their the NHL's on their lockout, it's one of those out of sight, out of mind things because it's not that popular of a sport in a whole, that I do feel that the game sales will probably take a hit. But whereas the NBA, on the other hand, everybody loves the NBA.
Well, growing up in Texas,
right,
hockey was pretty foreign to us.
It was very.
I mean, I know a lot of you listeners were probably born and bred and raised in hockey kingdom or whatever, but this was always like really foreign to us. I mean, I don't know about Cesar, but I know Cesar, you grew up in Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I know Jeff did. Jeff grew up in Austin. I grew up in West Texas. Aaron, you grew up in Houston, right?
I grew up in
Yeah. So I mean, hockey was like you might as well have been like, we're gonna go, bullseye womp rats in our T16.
we had in Houston, we had the Houston Arrows. And I think they're still playing. I don't know. I don't live there anymore. I apologize. So all the listeners in Houston, I'm sorry. I'm not representing. I'm sorry.
Go Oilers.
Yes. But actually one of my first experiences with hockey is that I have a godbrother who actually who is a pretty awesome indoor hockey player. And when I say indoor, hockey's indoor, but I mean like roller,
like inline skates.
Yes. Yes. He was right. The best black hockey player I've ever seen in my life. He was actually the only black hockey player I'd ever seen in my life.
Like inline, like roller blades?
Yes.
He had
not roller skates.
I was hoping you would say he had roller skates and like
that would be
a huge
awesome.
afro and bell bottoms.
That would be sweet. And we called him Tiger.
All right, well, guys, tell us a little bit about what's new in NHL 13. What's
absolutely
new features in NHL 13?
I would say like the biggest feature, Madden, is there's this new physics engine. Everything with EA is there's always a new physics engine.
Yes.
But this one is called the True Performance Skating, which it doesn't say, it's not like overall a physics engine. It only applies to the way the skater moves on the ice.
And you ready for it? You can make your skater skate backwards for the first time ever in any hockey game.
I always wanted to see them do that, skate backwards and like point at their opponents like, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It was actually one of the most exciting parts of the game to me.
Well,
be on a breakaway and start skating backwards.
Is that like a purely I mean, is that purely for looks, or is there some sort of gameplay element that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It does change the gameplay because in NHL 2012, a player could literally skate at like 100 miles an hour or top speed, and then still turn on a dime, and it kind of had an arcade feel. This true performance skating definitely brings a realistic simulation feel to it, and it does change the gameplay. You have to play slower. You gotta. It's all about positioning, which is what hockey's all about. It's all about positioning, especially when any sport that involves a goalie. You got to get that goalie out of position. And
yes.
And I mean, Aaron, I know you were playing it. I'm sure you got the same feeling that I did about skating around the ice. It definitely changes how you set up your plays and whatnot.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things that you had to. It was all actually about positioning completely, where passing the ball, if you're passing it going, like Cesar said, I'm sorry, thank you. See
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Passing the puck, yes. When you're passing the puck and you're speeding down the ice, if you are at a bad angle, bad position, you lose complete control of it. Mm-hmm. And to me, I got very frustrated at that because I have played the past NHL games, and I was very surprised at how much control you could have and how much control you could lose with NHL 13 with this new engine.
I mean, you're on ice, and that's what they want you to make you feel, that you're actually on the ice.
Exactly. I don't know if it happened to you, Cesar, but I know there was actually a time where my guy tripped and fell because I was going so fast and I tried to stop on a dime. My guy literally skates, little shavings of ice flew up, and he just went toppled over.
Well, was awesome. Does that engine? Do you think that's going to keep people who are new to the franchise from enjoying it because it plays so differently? Is it more? I guess what I'm asking is that more difficult, or is it just something that takes getting used to?
It takes getting used to. I'll tell you that because in my playing of it, the first time I picked this one up, I was terrible. Mm-hmm. I was really, really terrible. And I remember talking to Cesar about it, and it was amazing. One of his first questions were, "Have you scored yet?" And it's true because the first time I played it, instead of jumping into like a season or a tournament or going for the Stanley Cup, I was like, I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to play an exhibition match. Let's go. And I was trash. I went through the tutorial just to like make sure I could do the things that were new to the game, because that was one of the things that I really wanted to see, is like what was new. And come to find out, I was just doing the things that they showed me in the tutorial in the game, and it wasn't helping because I didn't know anything else to do. But as soon as I got control and started understanding the flow of the game and like the feel of the players, it was perfect. And yeah. I started like scoring like 3 goals, 4 goals, but I still would get beat. But it was one of those things where, yes, I did get used to the new controls that they were presenting to you.
I mean, it is a simulation of hockey. I mean, the controls are really complex compared to, I would say, more than Madden. I mean, you're controlling your player, and at the same time, you're controlling your stick, and at the same time as well, the puck is considered more live, and basically
does it
EA
cry
Sports,
when you hit it? Does it scream?
it has little hands.
No.
I mean, no. Basically, it's loose. I mean, a player can knock it out of your stick easier. It's more realistic, where it's not a magnet. It doesn't stick to the stick. So that's a good and bad thing. I mean, I have a lot of problems about the game, but which I'll get into later. But about more features from it, I would say that would be the biggest feature of the newest edition. I mean, it still has a shot stick where you control a lot of finesse, different shots, wrist shots, things of that sort. I'm just upset that there's not a damn knuckle puck.
Yeah. I was so trying to do the knuckle puck. Jason, once again, you will not understand the knuckle puck reference because you have not seen Mighty Ducks. You should.
I got a knuckle puck actually from a girl in Tijuana one time, and it was the cheapest thing on the menu, and I only had like $5. So.
Did she announce that it was knuckle puck time before?
Did she?
There was a big thing. It was and it was like, oh, and then Bob Uecker was all, it's knuckle puck time. I shouldn't talk about this.
But I mean, that I would say that would be the main feature on the ice is the true performance skating. I mean, it has your general features. It has a GM mode. It has Be a Pro. It has the season mode. It has the generic or the cookie cutter features. There's nothing special. The only thing I don't like about EA in general is they have this thing called Ultimate Team Mode, and I didn't get into it with Madden, but basically you pay extra money to unlock players to draft in your own team, Ultimate Team, and
that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
that's EA, man.
Exactly.
I saw it and I just exited the menu. I did. I was like, I'm not going to have any of this. I'm sorry.
I mean, to get back to your question, Jeff, about like what's going to keep the players that played before into it is definitely the realistic gameplay, but it is an exciting and it's a fun game to play. I was having a great time playing it. I'm sure Aaron can attest that it's harder to score, but it's an ultimate feeling when you actually get a goal.
Oh, when I got a goal every single time, I was pointing at the guy that scored the goal like he was right there. It was one of those things.
Were you skating backwards when you did it?
I actually did score a goal skating backwards.
Yes.
I gave myself like milestones to achieve playing this game. One, to actually play the game successfully. Hopefully, in my playthroughs, I probably played a total, I want to say maybe like 45 games. Like I just tried to like play it as much as possible, and I won one.
Wow.
Yeah, I went.
I mean, you could contribute it because, to be honest, the AI is a little off. The computer's AI is off. It's too perfect. Like they make every pass. And they don't miss a shot if it's there. You know, there's not a human element to the computer, so it's a little unfair. And at the same time, they made the goalies a little bit too strong. They're too smart out there because, you know, you could get an open goal or a rebound and all of a sudden that goalie will block it. And, you know, that's something that I think EA definitely has to fix because it is a game breaker. I mean, it makes the game rewarding when you score, but at the same time, there's a lot of times where you're just like, how the hell did that goalie deflect that shot? There's no way he would have done that.
And at the same time, talking about the AI, your teammates' AI, they're like dumb. Seriously, I'm like, I'm gonna pass the puck to you, man. You're wide open, and he just goes, I got it. No, you don't. And like seriously, something we can touch on later. But the announcers are amazing.
Yeah,
they are amazing. And this was one thing I talked to Cesar about because I know the Madden announcers are trash. No, first down. Here we go.
I mean, I know,
like they just chewed a fistful of Xanax. It's first down.
I mean, I definitely got heat from the community about the commentary in Madden, but it's true. This NHL commentary is better.
It's amazing.
For the franchise, it's still a little stale for NHL taste, but in comparison to Madden, it has
leaps and bounds. Leaps and
bounds. It gives a little story, you know, backstory of each franchise, of each player. It actually says the player's name when they get a puck. You know, it's just those little things that I know that because you got to look at it. This is made by EA Canada. They're like the little cousin or a cousin of the big giant of EA, and they get a lot done for I'm sure they got a smaller budget than Madden.
Of course.
That. But I was talking to Aaron about this, that I think what they should do is rather than have commentary, they should give you an option for online gamers. They're going to do this for Black Ops called shoutcasting, which allows a different player who's watching your game to do the commentary for you.
Jason, we have a new career.
Yes.
We're doing it.
Oh, my God. You will rue the day when you let me comment on any game. Griefing strangers without even playing.
Just give the power to the player. I mean, that's what
exactly.
You know, it will be fresh, it'll be new, and then you know you could rate the sportscaster of that game, and then they can have their own rating. That way, you know, if you just want to practice your
NC-17.
Well, if it would be online, you know, that's not rated anyway. So
yeah, they're very clear about that.
Yeah. There's another play mode that I was actually excited about, and it's extremely stupid. It was called goalie mode. And let me tell you, the quickest way to lose a game is
just to be the goalie.
Well, I don't know if it's just to be the goalie, but if it's to just let me be your goalie, no way we're getting that Stanley Cup, baby.
You were looking for a ball instead of a puck.
It's true. It's true. But that's the thing. In the tutorial, and I'm going to gripe on this tutorial because they show you some really amazing things, especially like with the wrist shot and the slap shots and stuff, and how you can completely control the stick and how you're doing everything with the right stick. You can aim with the left stick. There's a whole part in the tutorial where they put targets in each corner of the goal, and you have the goalie just standing there in the middle, and you can it's context sensitive. You're like barely pressing it this way, and you can see it because it shows you the little diagram that on the screen. I was breaking the plates. I was like, yes, I got this. In a game, no. You try to
dude, in a game, there's no way, dude. You're sitting there and you're like, I'm gonna do this, and then your move. It's weird because the left stick controls your movement, but when you pull that right stick back, you stop.
You lock up.
Yeah, you lock up, and then it's
completely up.
Combined with the AI of the computer, it just doesn't work out. And a big thing that I know that's a big problem with this game in terms of a hockey fan is they don't call penalties at all in this game. And penalties are a big part of the game. There's, a player, you could go towards you could make a rush towards a goal, and all of a sudden you could get hit, checked, and all of a sudden you lose the puck, and it's like there's no foul. And that's what NHL is all about. There's power plays, there's people of penalties, and that's just a bad thing about this game. It doesn't get it right.
I got a lot of penalties. It was actually.
Well, that's different.
I was actually.
You're not even walking around with your stick. You're just walking around on the floor.
It's because I
actually did at one point.
It's because he's black.
One game, just hunt for people, and this is actually a joke between me and Cesar. Like, I think after my 15th, maybe 16th time of playing, I still didn't know how to, I guess, from the old school turbo, use my turbo.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked Cesar, I was like, how do you use the turbo? And he was like, it's L3. Oh, so doing was just
body check,
turbo straight into the boards. And let me tell you, roughing. Penalties.
Yes.
It was pretty bad, and I even learned how to high stick, do some slashing. I was a goon. I fought a lot. The fighting is first person, and it shouldn't have told me how to do an uppercut, and that was my bomb. I was knocking dudes out left and right. I got knocked out one time. I tried to fight at least 3 times a game.
I told them they should have put a Shoryuken in NHL 13, but they would listen to me.
And he just Shoryuken Menendez on the ice.
Oh, that'll be 2 minutes in the box.
It is embarrassing for a grown man who just got his ass knocked out to slowly skate into the box with his head down.
There were a lot of times when I would say, yeah, get your ass in that box.
Well, did either one of you guys check out the online multiplayer?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely checked it out. Online, what Aaron was saying, yes, he made a lot of penalties, but online, and when you play the computer, they don't call those penalties. So online, there's this terrible thing happening where they're spamming the poke check, which is essentially you just using your stick and knocking the puck out from the opponent, and people are just doing that online. And normally there should be a penalty, tripping, something like that happens, or interruption. There's normally a penalty. You should get like a shot, but because the penalties are not being called, it's kind of hampering online a little bit. You will get handed to, of course, like any other game, but it's still great in terms of the online play. But they have to fix the spamming of that poke check issue in order to make the game a little bit more playable online. The one cool thing, to go back to the first person stuff, it does go when you're playing again, and the shootouts are cool. It does have that feeling because now you're the goalie versus a player. and that's a great addition to. It's not an addition, but it's a great part of the game when you're playing online to go into a shootout, which is kind of like you've already had an overtime period, and you have to win the shootout to win the game, and that's an awesome feeling when you beat somebody one-on-one, mano-a-mano.
That's actually how I won my one game. It actually is. I actually practiced in shootout mode. I told Cesar, I'm going to play shootout mode. And I actually spent a whole day playing shootout mode. And then one of my games went to shootout. And I was like, I got this. I was in the zone. And you know what I did? You know what I did, Cesar?
Were you deking like Bombay Top Jet?
I did the Bombay Deke, the triple Deke. The triple Deke. It's another
Mighty Ducks thing. I got you.
And to let you know, which this was awesome because I found this out about Cesar just the other day before we were going to do this podcast. We both used the Mighty Ducks.
The Ducks.
And only the Ducks. I didn't choose any other team. The Anaheim Ducks now have the worst record on my system. They have the worst record. But I was doing the Flying V. Not really. I wish the Flying V was in there. That's one thing I actually didn't try to do was actually run a play because
Why would you need to?
Exactly.
I mean, all you're doing is hitting people left and right.
It was. I was literally clearing people out, spotting up in, I guess it's center court. I don't know what it's called in hockey.
Center ice.
Knuckle pucking. Pretty much I was just slap shotting from half the freaking court away.
And to talk about other game modes, the Be a Pro mode, it is pretty cool. This is my problem with Be a Pro mode comparison to Madden. It doesn't have game face. Look.
Wait, back up for a second. What is Be a Pro mode?
You just, it's like create a player, be a superstar. You take control of one player, and you go out and you're a member on the team and you try to be a legend. So it's kind of like the career mode, essentially. And the NHL hockey, for some reason, doesn't have game face, NHL 13. And I was pretty bummed about that. I don't care. You could call me Mr. Vane, call me Mr. But I know what I want. I want my face.
I went and got a new haircut.
No, well, actually, I did do the create a player, and it's actually it is very confusing because not only are you creating the player, you get to pick what products he uses, like the gloves, the skates, the stick, what color tape he has on his stick, and I'm just like, just suit me up and put me on the ice, coach. Let's go. But at the same time, I was a black guy playing in Calgary, and so
they wouldn't put you on the ice at all.
I was a mythical beast on the ice.
We've got a unicorn hitting the ice now.
Well, I'd have to say the one thing that impressed me is that I did learn some things about just the sport in general, about especially how many teams there are. There's the NHL, but then there's I guess it would be like the minor leagues is to baseball. There are so many teams out there that are in Canada. And I wish I could remember some of the teams' names, but they were awesome. There was one team that had a Frankenstein head and another team that had a husky head just staring at you. And then there was another team that looked like it had a drunk tiger. I don't know. But
that's my team.
I mean, yeah. So basically, this Be a Pro, it allows you to start from all the way down, and you could go in the minor leagues.
You were goon. You were goon.
Basically, but I mean, the problem is it's you have to be really dedicated to do that, and you got to be a hardcore fan because when you think about it, in an NHL hockey season's 82 games.
82. I didn't get through all that,
and it's hard to do, and that's what makes NFL games a little bit better because there's only 16 games a season. NBA is still hard, 82, and then baseball, you're over 100 in terms of games. So, it's hard to progress, to see yourself go from the bottom all the way to the top sometimes. That's why it lets you automatically be on a team. I would definitely say if for the player who's hardcore hockey, they're going to enjoy it. But it's really hard to be a pro mode when you're playing as one player to score. It's really hard because you have to rely on your AI a little bit better. And at the same time, since you start off with such a low rating, it's going to be difficult to score. And I mean, if you want to get into it, the only tips I have is that do not play with authentic line shifts, because what ends up happening is you play a couple of minutes and then you stop and then you have to simulate and then you play a minute. So it kind of messes up your rhythm. Use defaults for crying out loud, because I was bored as hell and it was hard to get into. And try to bring up your agility, because
if you're slow on the ice, you are done.
Yeah, so that's a little tidbits for you guys if you're interested into that. And I know, Jeff, you probably would get into the GM mode. That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess that's the only thing I could relate to you. You like manipulating people and numbers.
I do. I love it. It's my life's work, is manipulating people and numbers. Well, it's we've gone over quite a bit. Do you think there's anything else that people need to know about this game before you give a rating?
If you're not into hockey, pass on it. Maybe rent it. If you are into hockey, I will say go ahead, snatch and grab it up, because it is one of those games. It is the Madden of hockey. That is pretty much what it is, because Madden has its hardcore fans that follow it till the end of time. And for NHL 13, I found myself really getting into it. Yes, I started getting a little pissy because I wasn't winning, and my AI was stupid, and the opposing team's AI was freaking.
I mean, basically, I was playing this game, and I wish there was a sports montage for me to get really badass.
Yes. I wanted my Mighty Ducks training session. I really did. And overall, because how do we do the rating here, sir? Let's see. Overall, I think I'd give it, me personally, I'd go for a 3 out of 5.
So a bargain bin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty harsh there.
Isn't that harsh, man?
You just basically acted like Team Iceland, and you just rolled over this game.
Hey, but you know what? In the end, I gave them respect.
Slow clap,
slicked my hair back. Iceland.
You are a villain, sir. I would say this hockey game is definitely great. I don't know if this is just a PlayStation issue, and Xbox guys, relax.
Calm it down.
I don't know if it's a PlayStation issue, but the loading times really, really, really suck.
So bad.
It's really bad.
Like, I didn't want to talk about that.
Like PlayStation 1 type feel, and it's really hard to play through GM mode with it. It's really hard to play through Be a Pro mode with it, because the simulation takes forever, and I would say that's a no-no. We shouldn't have loading times anymore unless you have the most realistic things ever. We didn't get to talk about graphics, but the graphics are great.
Amazing.
The new NHL 13 does present more broadcasting type cameras, so it definitely looks better. It looks like you see it on TV. They have these new layouts. It's great. I mean, the presentation is spot on when it comes to the NHL hockey. I guess to wrap up, I definitely think it's a must buy for hockey fans, but you have to. I would say wait.
Pick 0 through 5 stars. Give me a rating for this game that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Quack.
What did I say? Jeff likes some. Jeff likes to manipulate people and numbers.
Quack.
3.5.
Okay. That would be a high bargain bin.
That would be a pre-owned. That's pre-owned right there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's the same thing Aaron said.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You gave him shit for saying.
Thank you. Thank you.
No. But basically, just wait, because EA's got the skating down, and like this is the problem with EA that I didn't get into Madden, but they like to focus on one aspect, and since they spend so much time on it, and they don't have that much time to develop the rest of the game, they'll probably get the goalie and all that other stuff fixed. So, if you want to say wait, you could rent it, try it out. If you like it, buy it. But you could skip this one, and I'm sure the next one's going to be better. But I hate to say this. I hope that's not a theme with all the EA games.
Well, when's the next one coming out? 2014?
Yeah, I think so. NHL 14?
Yeah.
NHL 14?
NHL 15?
Really?
I can't remember.
Wait. So we're NHL 13 right now.
13.
So
when's the next one?
Wait, what day is it?
It'll be the 14th.
Where am I right now, Jason?
But it'll be
November.
2013.
Okay, good.
So the game will be from the future.
The game will be. Oh shit, dude!
But we'll.
It's gonna get real.
That's why Jaromir Jagr wasn't in there. I couldn't find Jagr. Yeah, I know some of their names.
I don't even know what
Mercer. I remember some of their names.
Future hockey coming soon.
Future hockey.
You never heard of my knuckle puck?
Knuckle puck? No.
Team USA leading Russia 2-1 here in the third period. Russ Tyler, Team USA's newest member from Los Angeles, calling for the puck. He gets it.
It's knuckle puck time.
He winds up. He shoots. He scores!